Scholars, I got a little bit of a confession to make. Yesterday, I was super pumped up for our Zoom meeting. I got all into it. I recorded a whole trailer and an invitation for y'all to come. It never got sent out because, I was doing things all last minute, like, ooh, I want to get pumped up, and then I had to go teach class, and it just didn't work out. It was cute, though. I didn't get it in. That's not the lesson I learned, though. The lesson I learned is one that I've been trying to implement for a while and actually trying to get us really comfortable with. And I just failed to do it on the most important part of the presentation yesterday. I didn't press record. Yeah. I got done with yesterday's meeting. I was so pumped up. I got in the car. I went home. I opened up my computer so that I can download the Zoom room link to the webinar that I just knew was waiting for me on the cloud. Sometimes it takes a little while for the presentation to upload to the cloud on the back end. And it just never came. I waited for like an hour. I refreshed the page. I waited for another hour, I refreshed the page, and finally I was like, oh snap! Did I ever go back to press record? Oh, what was I thinking? My whole screen share, me on the video, Now, because you're communication expert here is a little OCD when it comes to how many camera angles she likes and documenting. I'm trying to be on that Gary V method of like documenting everything. I was still smart. I had the EOS M50 set up in the corner so I can get that high-low angle, right? So I still got the video presentation. And I'm pumped up because even though I didn't get to download the presentation directly from Zoom, I got to learn how to use Camtasia for the first time. And let me tell you, I love it. Now, it did cost me 3 hours of editing last night to make sure that I had all the correct visuals. So some of them might be a little bit off, but I was burning the midnight oil just to make sure that I got you all that presentation in that 24-hour time period that I wanted to really make sure. So my hard lesson that I had to learn, and the punishment that I had was 3 hours of editing labor. I just had to learn that, put a little note right next to the screen so that with my instructions, I'm like, press record. Honestly, it's so funny because one of the methods that I tried to use to make sure that I always had things in record was as soon as the meeting opens up, the record just automatically rolls out. Right? I don't know what Zoom's IA is called, but Siri 2 hops on and she's like, this meeting is being recorded. And everybody in the meeting knows that the meeting is being recorded. But I was being a good professor and I opened up my meeting 20 minutes ahead of time, just in case somebody was trying to log in and sit down in the theater 15 or 20 minutes before the show actually started. And then right in my warm-up method, okay, I'm all ready to go onto this webinar, I forgot to press record. Lesson of the week. Press record when you're using Zoom. Otherwise, you might have to do your presentation all over again. And it might cost you 3 hours of labor burning the midnight oil. I mean, I learned a new tool. Yeah, that was awesome. Woo. But I really wish I didn't have to do that because now I have to catch up on other things like grade your speeches, which I'm going to go do right now. So thanks for listening to my little growth and reflections. My goal for next week is basically to press record, right? Win fabulous webinar. Growing pains, press record. Next week's goal, I'ma make sure that I press that record button when I talk to you. What is your wins, growing pains, and reflections for next week? Let Doc know. on this night's video assignment, due at midnight on Canvas. Holla!